great city of Laurel. I will read in Sanskrit then translate into English. Om Bhur Svah Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Diyo Yo Na Prachodayat. We meditate on the transcendental glory of the Deity Supreme, who is inside the heart of the earth, inside the life of the sky, and inside the soul of the heaven. May He stimulate and illuminate our minds. Astoma Sadgamya Tamsoma Jyotirgamya Mrityor Mamratam Gamya. Lead me from the unreal to the real, lead me from darkness to light, lead me from death to immortality. Tasmada sakta statam karyam karma samachara asakto hyacharan karma parmapanoti purusha karmane vahi samsiddhi mastita jankadya loka sangreha mevapi sampashankar tumrahasi. Strive constantly to serve the welfare of the world. By devotion to selfless, one attains the supreme goal of life. Do your work with the welfare of others always in mind. Om Saha Navavtu, Saha Nobunaktu, Saha Viryan Karva Bahai, Tejasvi Nava Ditamastu, Ma Vidvisa Bahai. May we be protected together, may we be nourished together, may we work together with great vigor. May our study be enlightening, may no obstacle arise between us. Samniva Kuti, Samna Hirdaniva, Samnamastu Vomano, Yathava Susahasti. United your resolve, united your hearts, may your spirits be at one, that you may long together dwell in unity and concord. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace be unto all. Om. Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Rao, would you please call the roll?
Ms. Crary?
Here.
Mr. Ricks?
Here.
Mr. Les?
Here.
Ms. Nicholas?
Here.
President Smalls?
Here.
Mayor Mel?
Here. Thank you.
Agenda item 4, agenda item 5, we have a court reporter present tonight, so we will now do the third public hearing on Charter Annexation Resolution Number 166, second 2014 annexation and annexation resolution to amend the charter of the City of Laurel by the addition thereto of section number 250 entitled Second 2014 Annexation, providing for the annexation of certain properties located on the north and south sides of Maryland State Route 198 between the Patuxent River on the east and the City of Laurel corporate limits on the west, consisting of a total of 132.983 acres of land, more or less, such properties being more particularly described in Exhibits A, B, C, and D attached here too, and the properties north of Maryland State Route 198, 18.8550 acres being placed in the CG zone, and 1.4330 acres in the PI zone. The property south of Maryland State Route 198, 4.9290 acres being placed in the CG zone, and 107.7720 acres in the PI zone. I've read the title into the record for the third reading. I'll open a public hearing at 7:08. I have no sheet in front of me. I have no one signed up to speak on this agenda item. Is there anyone who would like to speak? Seeing no one, I'll close the public hearing at 7:08. What's the pleasure of the council?
Mr. President.
Councilman Les?
President?
Wait.
I'm sorry, we're not acting on this tonight.
Oh, we're not?
Yeah. The fourth hearing with action will be on Monday, July 14th.
Point of clarification, but we are going to act on item 6?
Yes, the map amendment, we are.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
I'm sorry, okay. So again, as stated, the fourth public hearing will be held on Monday, July 14th, 2014 at 7 o'clock p.m. Jack?
Oh, I'm here for the next item.
Okay, perfect. Agenda item 6 is the second public hearing on ordinance number 1799, map amendment number 837, and ordinance approving map amendment application number 837 for the rezoning of property known as Stewart Manor Subdivision, Block 1, Lot 17, 18, and the parking area from R55, one family detached zone, to CG Commercial General Zone. I've read the title into the record. For the second reading, I'll open the public hearing again at 7:09. I have no one signed up to speak. Is there anyone who'd like to speak? Seeing no one, I'll close the public hearing at 7:09. Mr. Brock?
Map amendment application number 837 was filed on March 25th, 2014 by Kimco Laurel, Inc., 1954 Green Springs Drive, Suite 330, Timonium, Maryland 21093, to rezone property known as the Stewart Manor Subdivision, Block 1, Lot 17, 18, and the contiguous parking area from R55, one family detached zone, to CG Commercial General Zone. On May the 14th, 2014, a request asking for comments was sent to the Maryland State Highway Administration, Prince George's County Health Department, Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission, Prince George's County Department of Public Works and Transportation, Washington Suburban Sanitation Commission, Maryland Department of Planning, and Prince George's County Public Schools. Response were received from the following agencies: Washington Suburban Sanitation Commission, dated May 20th, 2014, stated that the commission had no objection to the application. Maryland State Highway Administration, dated May 27, 2014, states that the administration had no objections to the request. All responses have been made part of the official record for this application. On May the 14th, 2014, a request asking for comments was sent to the City of Laurel Police Department and the City of Laurel Department of Parks and Recreation and Public Works. Response dated May 14th, 2014 was received from the Department of Public Works, stating that the department had no objection to the request. On May 15th, 2014, Laurel Police Department sent a reply stating that the department had no objection to the application. And on May the 23rd, 2014, a response was received from the Departments of Park and Recreation, stating that the department had no comment at this time. Also on May 14th, 2014, a notice of the filing of the application was sent to all contiguous property owners. All returns were received with the exception of Stanley Levy Revocable Trust, 7300 Gavin Street, New Carlton, Maryland 20784, FTMD Laurel LLC, 7700 Old Georgetown Road, Bethesda, Maryland 20814. The file contains a certification of publication verifying that this application and public hearing was advertised as required by law in the June 5th and June 12th editions 2014 of the Prince George's Sentinel. A memorandum from the City of Laurel Planning Commission to the Mayor and City Council dated June 19, 2014 reads as follows. At the regular meeting of the City of Laurel Planning Commission held on June 17th, the following action was taken. On motion by Mr. Welford, second by Mr. Wilson, and carried on a roll call vote of all members present, the Planning Commission recommended that the Mayor and City Council approve map amendment application number 837 as presented in the technical staff report and proposed ordinance. That concludes the reading of the file, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Brock. Council, you've heard Mr. Brock's presentation. What's your pleasure?
Mr. President,
Councilman Les?
move for the adoption of ordinance number 1799, map amendment number 837, an ordinance approving map amendment application number 837 for the rezoning of property known as Stewart Manor Subdivision, Block 1, Lots 17 and 18 in parking area from R55 one-family detached zone to CG Commercial General Zone.
Thank you, Councilman Les. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Councilwoman McCrary. Any discussion? Seeing none, Ms. Rao, please call the vote.
Mr. Laz?
Yes.
Ms. Crary?
Yes.
Mr. Ricks?
Yes.
Ms. Nicholas?
Yes.
President Smalls?
I vote yes.
Mayor Mel?
Agenda item 7 is approval of minutes of the 12th meeting of May 28th and the 13th meeting of June 16th, 2014. Council, if there are no changes or modifications, corrections, I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. President, please note that on the first page of May 28th, it should be Patrick Boyle.
Can you tell me exactly where that's located, Councilman?
Yes.
Okay. Any other changes or corrections?
No.
Would you entertain a motion?
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. And, Ms. Rao, please call the roll.
Mr. Ricks?
Yes.
Mr. Laz?
Yes.
Ms. Crary?
Yes.
Ms. Nicholas?
Yes.
President Smalls?
I vote yes. Agenda item 8 is a report of the Mayor and City Council. Tonight I'll start with Councilwoman Crary.
Thank you, Mr. President. On Friday, the 20th, I was happy to represent the mayor and the council in the opening of the new renovation at Giant Supermarket. And I also wanted to wish everyone well in their vacations in the upcoming summer months, and be safe out there. Thank you. That's my report.
Thank you. Councilman Ricks?
Yes, I have just a little. I want to congratulate the police department today for another successful Special Olympics program at the Laurel Pines Golf Course. It was very well attended. The weather was excellent, and everybody seemed like they had a good time. So thank you all. Thank the police department.
Councilman Les?
Thank you, Mr. President. It's that time of year, so I just want to remind everybody that's on the roads, the kids are out of school now, and be careful because it's almost impossible to stop from darting out from between those cars. They think you're going to stop for them because they aren't going to stop for you. So please be careful of our children during the summer months. That concludes my report, Mr. President.
Councilwoman Nicholas?
Nothing to report.
I'll be very brief. I had the opportunity, along with Councilwoman Curry, to attend the open house for our Laurel Community Garden. And while the crowd was fairly small, it didn't lack in enthusiasm. There was a number of demonstrations, including a cooking demonstration. But this is the second growing season for our community garden, and it has really taken off. They've not only do they have a children's plot where young people can come in and learn gardening and healthy eating, but they also have a survivor's plot for those who are cancer survivors who want to get out and participate in growing healthy foods. So if you haven't had an opportunity to just go by there and take a look, and as I stated for our cable channel when asked, one of the things aside from growing fruits and vegetables is a sense of community you get when you go to the community garden. You have people from all walks of life with a variety of interests who all come there for one reason, and that's to plant and to grow. And that's a common interest that is shared across the board. So, Mayor, I certainly hope that as the success grows of this, we'll take some consideration to perhaps start up another one. That's my report. Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. President. Let me got a couple things because we make the meeting before. Excuse me. Condolences again to Reverend Warren Litchfield and the passing of his wife Mabel, as well as Jeannie Cayley, who passed away. Good friends of the city. Good to see Mr. Les back as well, sitting at the dais. We did have the opportunity to attend the Prince George County Council member Mary Lehman's community meeting on June the 3rd.
and the Relay for Life, the Laurel Relay for Life in McCullough Field. I want to thank all the staff and members of the council that were there, and the citizens and all those who participated for a great cause of raising money. It was well attended. I think they had about 30-some teams, and again, many of our employees were involved in that as well. The Maryland Municipal League, we did have the conference June 8th through the 11th. I want to congratulate Donna Query, who has been reelected to the Board of Directors for the Maryland Municipal League. I think it's a great honor, and it's an opportunity for Donna to keep us involved and updated on what's happening with the league and issues. Did have the opportunity, we did a ceremonial signing of the collective bargaining agreement with the Laurel FOP on June the 12th, and I want to thank all those who participated and thank the FOP as well. June the 13th, we did have the annual bike decorating contest and the ice cream social at Anderson Murphy Community Center, and again, here it comes, come on, you're right. We had some bad weather, but we had a good turnout from the community, and again, I want to thank the Department of Park and Recs and our police department for all their efforts in making it a success. I want to thank Mrs. Mills, who attended the First Generation College Bound, the 24th annual celebration and fundraising event on behalf of the city, and we did. I did have the opportunity to take part in the concert in the Park Series, which was last Friday. And again, look for our concert series. It's online and under the Park and Recs. It's that, and it's the movies that are going on. So take the opportunity. It's a good family event, and again, acknowledge the work of our Park and Recs department. Tonight we did have the my time with the mayor at the Laurel Pool House. I want to thank those that came out. We had 4 individuals that came out and took part and gave us some information, gave us some good things to follow up on that we'll get back to them on as well. Let me remind you that on June the 26th, the Laurel Youth Music Showcase at Goody Park from 6 to 8 took part. It's every Thursday from 6 to 8 over at the at Goody Lake at the stage. We encourage you, if you have any talent at all, go on over there and take part. It's a great opportunity for the youth in Laurel to really show what they have to offer. And then on the June the 27th, we'll be holding our volunteer annual picnic at the Goody Lake House from 5:30 to 7:30, and that's all the volunteers should have gotten their invitation to that as well. Have one appointment, Mr. President. I'd like to reappointment for the Environmental Affairs from 6/23/14 to 6/23/16 of Mr. Paul Gush. I'd ask for your confirmation. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Council, what's your pleasure?
I recommend we approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, Ms. Rao, please call the roll.
Ms. Crary?
Yes.
Mr. Ricks?
Yes.
Mr. Laz?
Yes.
Ms. Nicholas?
Yes.
Councilman Smalls?
I vote yes.
Thank you. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Mayor. Agenda item 10 is a general public hearing. I'll open a general public hearing at 7:22. I have no one signed up to speak during the general public hearing. Is there anyone who would like to speak? Seeing no one, I'll close the public hearing at 7:22. Agenda item 11 is the introduction of first public hearing on resolution number 814, a resolution to authorize the City of Laurel to enter into a cooperation agreement with Prince George's County to participate with the county in the Federal Community Development Block Grant Program and the Home Investment Partnership Program for federal fiscal years 2015 through 2017. Mr. McCullough.
Good evening, Mr. President, Mr. Mayor, and council members. Last week on Thursday, we received the notification from the Prince George's County executive that it was time to renew the cooperation agreement that we've had with the county. It came in at such a short notice that we did not have time to run this through a work session, but it's fairly straightforward. We've been working with the county on a cooperative agreement for several years, and this is the agreement that authorizes the city to participate with the county on receiving grant funds from the federal government, from their Department of Housing and Urban Development. What we have before us, and I think you have copies, is a cooperative agreement, and it basically just says that we will work with the county rather than trying to go forward on our own to seek these funds. We've been very successful in the past on working with the county. We've gotten quite a bit of funds from them, and we currently have a little over $100,000 in grant funds from CDBG that we'll be using this summer to do some improvements on Bowie Road, particularly as it relates to putting a traffic signal and have a signalized one-way traffic under that CSX underpass, so that we can make it a lot safer for the many families that live in the apartments in that area to go under there safely without having to compete with traffic in both directions. So basically what we're asking tonight is that you, having read the cooperation agreement, is that you approve a resolution that authorizes the mayor to sign this agreement on behalf of the council, and then I will hand deliver that to the council, or to Prince George's County, so that they have it by their deadline, which they've asked for by the 30th of June, which is a week from today. So basically, it's an agreement that lets us participate with the county on the use of federal funds for CDBG type grants.
This is our standard resolution.
This is a standard resolution. We've had it. This resolution, once it's approved, will last for 3 years, because we're looking at this for fiscal years 2015 through 17. So it's a 3-year agreement.
Okay, thank you, Mr. McCullough. Following Mr. McCullough's statement, I'll open a public hearing at 7:25. I have no one signed up to speak. Anyone wishing to speak? Seeing no one, I'll close the public hearing. Council, I'll entertain a motion to suspend the rules.
Move to suspend.
Thank you,
Second.
Councilman Les. Thank you, Councilman Ricks. Any discussion? Ms. Rao, please call the roll.
Mr. Les?
Yes.
Mr. Ricks?
Yes.
Ms. Crary?
Yes.
Ms. Nicholas?
Yes.
President Smalls?
I vote yes. Now I'll entertain a motion to approve the resolution.
So-
Mr. President.
You. So moved.
We have a motion by Councilman Ricks, a second by Councilwoman Crary. Any discussion? Seeing none, Ms. Rao, please call the roll.
Mr. Ricks?
Aye.
Ms. Crary?
Yes.
Mr. Les?
Yes.
Ms. Nicholas?
Yes.
President Smalls?
I vote yes.
Mayor Mel?
I concur.
Thank you, Ms. McCullough.
Thanks, Paul.
Agenda item 12 is the second public hearing with possible action on ordinance number 1803, an ordinance to amend the operating budget of the Mayor and City Council of Laurel, Maryland for fiscal year July 1, 2013 through June 30, 2014. I've read the title into the record for the second reading. Ms. Saylor?
Yes, Mr. President, we had a couple of changes since the introduction last week. That is to recognize $4,575 in insurance proceeds for the for a vehicle replacement, a transfer in the Parks and Recreation maintenance budget from the Laurel Municipal Center to the Main Street pool for the increase in the water bill, and a transfer for janitorial supplies from the Parks and Recreation maintenance facility to the Main Street pool, as well as to recognize we partnered with PNC Bank in April for the shredding and electronic recycling event, and PNC contributed the funds of $865 for the cost of the shredding company. And those are the changes I have.
Thank you, Ms. Saylor. Is there anyone else who would like to speak? I'm seeing no one. I'll close the public hearing at 7:28. Council, I'll take a motion to adopt.
Working on
Is that
just clarify that with her if you would, with Michelle.
the June 20th revised? Yes. Okay, yes.
Thank you.
Entertain a motion.
So moved.
Thank you, Councilman Ricks.
Second.
Thank you, Councilwoman Nicholas. Any discussion? Seeing none, Ms. Rao, please call the roll.
Mr. Ricks?
Aye.
Ms. Nicholas?
Yes.
Ms. Crary?
Yes.
Mr. Laz?
Yes.
President Smalls?
I vote yes.
Mayor Mo?
Agenda item 13 is a second public hearing with possible action on ordinance number 1804, an ordinance to amend certain project budgets in the fiscal year 2014 through fiscal year 2019 capital improvement program. I read the title into the record for the second reading. I'll open the public hearing at 7:29. I have no one signed up to speak. Is there anyone who'd like to speak? Seeing no one, I'll close the public hearing at 7:29. Council, I'll entertain a motion.
So move. For adoption of ordinance 1804.
I have a motion. Thank you. Any discussion? Seeing none, Ms. Rao, call the roll, please.
Mr. Ricks?
Aye.
Ms. Nicholas?
Yes.
Ms. Crary?
Yes.
Mr. Laz?
Yes.
President Smalls?
I vote yes. That concludes our agenda. Is there any other business to come before the mayor and city council? Seeing none, meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Meeting's adjourned.